Hey guys, how you all doing? Okay, so this is going to be a response to my good friend Jurassic Junkie, and he recently posted a video of his top 5 games for 2011. So this is going to be my top 5 games for 2011. Okay, so we'll get straight into it, and the first game is this one, which like Jurassic Junkie is a game I've sold, and this is going to be quite surprising, I would think, for most people who watch my channel, and it surprised me that I picked this, but it is going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Now, yeah, I have sold it. Basically, the reason being is when I had the game, I got it dirt cheap. I bought it for £32, and I completed the campaign. Loved every single minute of it. Thought it was bloody brilliant. But because it's Call of Duty, it was still selling for a decent price. So I decided to sell it on, and I got a good amount of money for it. Sold it on, and then this year I'm going to pick it up when it comes down in price and it's cheap again. I'll just buy a brand new copy again. So yeah, I just needed the money at the time, so I thought it made sense to sell it then and then get it again in 2012. But yeah, Modern Warfare 3, absolutely fantastic. You know, I've been one of those people that has criticised the Call of Duty franchise for quite a while now, and I have said that since Call of Duty 2 I haven't really been that impressed. Call of Duty 4 was really good, but it just, I don't know, the Modern Warfare kind of thing just really didn't do it for me that as much as I expected it to. And I actually preferred Medal of Honor. I thought that was a lot better. It's more my kind of modern combat game. But I've got to say, Modern Warfare 3, excellent, a really, really good campaign. I thought the level structure was superb. You know, the pacing was excellent. They didn't overwhelm me with enemies too much. It wasn't like Modern Warfare 2 where I got really frustrated, especially in that favela level. That would drive me crazy. And I also thought the story was a lot better in number 3 as well. For the first time ever in a Call of Duty game, I actually cared about what happened to the characters a little bit. Only a little bit. But I did care, and I did wonder what was going to happen, and you know, I actually was proud to be working with Price, and usually I don't really give a toss about the characters because the stories are irrelevant in Call of Duty, but I've got to say, I think the scriptwriters did a great job in number 3 and I really enjoyed it. And so yeah, that's my number 5, Modern Warfare 3. My number 4 is going to be a game that I've seen nobody talk about even since it came out, and I'm sure people have, but the videos I've seen, I've never seen anybody talk about this, but it's going to be Infamous 2, PlayStation 3 exclusive, and an absolutely stunning game. Now, I played Infamous, the first game, and when I originally played it, I played it for a little bit. I did a couple of missions, but I've got to be honest, I've said it before, the game annoyed me. I got really frustrated with it. I just found it really niggly, and there were little things like when you climb buildings, you have to climb on every single different grab, like a window ledge or something. You couldn't just jump up the building. It was really quite annoying. And I just found the game really hard to get into. I couldn't really get into the story, I couldn't get into the game itself. The gameplay was annoying me. And I got really extremely frustrated with it, and I couldn't work the map out, and I had a lot of problems when I first played Infamous. When Infamous 2 was coming out, I saw the demo on the PSN, and I thought, well, I'll download the demo, who knows, it might be better than number 1. I got a demo and I was absolutely blown away. It just felt so much better. The controls felt better, the game looked amazing, the level they chose, or the couple of missions you could do in the demo, absolutely fantastic. I thought it was really, really good and well built, and I was really looking forward to playing the game. So I ordered number 2, and closer to when number 2 was about to arrive that week, I just thought, you know what, I really want to know what happened in the first game, and I want to try and play number 1 again, so I'm totally up to date with the storyline. And I popped number 1 back in, and something just clicked. I just got it, and I understood what I was doing, and I really, really enjoyed the game a lot. It was a pain in the arse in places, and there was a lot of niggles that frustrated me, but it was a really, really good game, and I definitely recommend anybody who hasn't played Infamous playing it. And if you've played it and like me got frustrated, go back and try again, because if you stick with it, you'll find a fantastic game underneath. And so I played on Infamous 2, and I have to say it was just absolutely stunning. For me, it's much better than the first game. I thought the graphics were beautiful. The new city of San Marais, I think it was called, is absolutely fantastic. It's basically New Orleans, and they did an absolutely superb job of that. I thought that the controls were better. I thought the storyline was a lot better. I thought the gameplay and the missions were just superb. The pacing was excellent. It was really, really, really fun game. I even liked the new Cole as well, because in the first game he was very gritty, dark, edgy. In number 2, he was a lot more light-hearted, a lot more, you know, jokey, and didn't take it too seriously, and I preferred that persona. So yeah, I would definitely say Infamous 2 is a much better game. And I also, the interesting thing was Infamous 1, the boss battle at the end of the game, it frustrated me so much. It took me ages to complete that because I kept getting killed, because he's really tough and he has little enemies that help him out, and I got really annoyed with it, and I threw the joypad a few times, but I eventually managed to do it. Infamous 2, I found the boss battle at the end of the game was really, really easy. It was the complete opposite. I just got straight through it. So maybe if they make Infamous 3, which I'm sure they will do, and that'll probably be on PlayStation 4, I would hope. I'm hoping they're going to make it sort of an in-between, because I'm not a big boss battle guy anyway. I don't like them because I'm crap at them, and you know, that's just a personal thing. I find them frustrating. I'm not very good at learning patterns, you see. But yeah, I mean, if number 3 comes out on the PlayStation 4 and they make it sort of a balance, that'd be great. But yeah, overall, Infamous 2 is an absolutely stunning game, and if you've never played an Infamous game, I'd definitely recommend trying them, because you know, I was really surprised once I got into number 1 and understood what I was doing, and I really got to grips with it and it fell into place. The storyline was excellent, and number 2 was just even better than that, and the characters are really well developed, and it's just, yeah, it's a quality game. So it's another reason to own a PlayStation 3 as well if you're looking for exclusives and you don't own one already. It's up there with Uncharted and all the others. It's great. So that's number 4, and number 3 is going to be Saints Row the Third. I absolutely adore this game. It is fantastic, and I've been seeing a few people since Jurassic Junkie made this his game of the year say how good it is, and it is. It's just absolutely brilliant. It's just such a fun game. Me personally, I've played all 3 Saints Row games, and I've been a fan since the first game. Now, the first game, as most people probably know, was more of a GTA clone than anything else, whereas the second game was a lot like Saints Row 3, and it was just like balls to the wall, have as much fun as you want, customise your character, do what you want, and it was great. And I've got to say, after playing Saints Row 3, I haven't completed it yet. I'm not far from the end, I reckon. I don't know, but I think I am, because there's no statistics, unfortunately, to show you the percentage. At least I can't find them anyway. But I've done a hell of a lot of the game, so I've got to be close to the end. But I've got to say, so far, I love the story. I think the characters are brilliant. The pimp with the voice changer is one of the best characters in any game last year. In fact, any game this generation. He's one of the most refreshing things I've seen in the game. He's so funny, and you know, it's one of those characters which is definitely going to like make people like him or hate him. And I actually thought that he would get on my nerves after a while, but he didn't. I just found him so funny. Everything he said was just hilarious. And the only problem I've got with Saints Row really is that they haven't really moved on from Saints Row 2. They've upgraded the graphics. The graphics look a lot nicer. And obviously you've got a different storyline, but I think as far as the actual core game's concerned, the missions and that, they don't really, it's like Grand Theft Auto, they don't really change a lot. They sort of stick with the same formula because they know it works. And unlike Grand Theft Auto, the one thing I do like about Saints Row that isn't worth changing and is worth keeping as it is, which they have done, are the activities. And in particular, they have activities such as insurance fraud, where you have to throw yourself in front of cars, which is absolutely brilliant fun. And yeah, I think it's called Mayhem, where you just have to blow up everything around you and cause as much carnage as possible. And you like start, like, you have to make $250,000 worth of carnage. Then you go up to the next level, and you have to make like 500,000 or something, and it just keeps going up and up. And it's really, really fun. So there's like loads of activities to play, and or side quests, as I hear people call them. And then you've got the missions themselves with the campaign. It's fantastic, and it's just really stupid. You just have so much fun. It doesn't take itself seriously, and that's what makes the game great to me. It reminds me of old school gaming from when I was a kid, you know, the retro stuff that we all play. It's just like, it's just built for fun. It's not taking itself seriously like a lot of games, and I love it. The only negatives I'm going to say, other than the fact that they haven't really moved it on from number 2, is as far as the gameplay is concerned, I found that the controls are still not perfect. In the terms of changing your weapons, I found a lot of the time, because you have to, I've got a PlayStation, so you have to hold circle and then move the stick around the dial to pick the weapon. And there's so many times when I'm holding a weapon, I wanted to switch to my machine gun or my shotgun really quick, and I try and do it and it hasn't quite registered it, and so I'm still stuck with the same handgun or whatever weapon I'm holding. And you know, in the middle of battle that can be quite frustrating. You need a quick change option, so that could probably do a bit of tweaking. The other thing I don't like, which really winds me up, is the fact that the enemies are bullet sponges. Beyond belief, beyond bullet sponges. You can literally empty like 5 clips into someone before they die. It's ridiculous. I mean, you just keep shooting them in the body and they just spin round and come back for more. The only surefire way to put someone down straight away is a bullet to the head. But when you've got like a gang of like 10 people coming at you, trying to get headshots, you know, it's really difficult, because the AI, as always in these games, is like accurate and they don't miss you from anywhere and they keep shooting you in the face, and it can get a little frustrating, but usually a rocket launcher helps. But yeah, Saints Row is it's just fantastic. You know, I'm a fan from the first game, so I knew I was going to enjoy number 3, and I've absolutely loved it. And if you haven't seen my gameplay from Saturday night, check it out. If you don't know too much about the game, or you've been on the fence about buying it, check out the gameplay and see what you think, because it's just brilliant. Right, okay guys, so now for my number 2. Now this might surprise you, because I think, I would assume anyway, anybody who's watching this video, who watches my videos regularly, knows what kind of game I am, what kind of games I enjoy playing, and I think you're probably all going to say No, there's not much point in watching Pete's top 5 video because I know what he's going to pick as number 1. Well, you're actually wrong, because Uncharted 3 is my number 2. And that might shock a few people because I am such a massive Uncharted fan, and also just because it's such a great game that people might think, how the hell can that be number 2? The reason I put it at number 2 for me is because as much as I love Uncharted 3, it's a great game, I just didn't connect with it like I did with number 2. I personally find number 2's story, gameplay, action, set pieces, I just found all of that so much better than number 3. The problem I had with number 3 is I didn't really connect with the story. I found it was a good story, but the Shambhala story in number 2 was so much better, and the dialogue was better. I thought it was more funny as well, it was more naturally funny, but I didn't find the dialogue that good in number 3. Also, number 3, the problem I had is they did this thing which in number 2, when you fall out the train at the beginning, you're hanging. And they did that a couple of times in number 2, but not overkill. Number 3, it just seems like every time you jump to grab on something, you're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, he's going to fall again, I'm going to have to climb up something. And it happens way too often, and I think that was really bad. I shouldn't have done that. The other thing is the fighting mechanic. The melee combat, I'm really glad they tried to advance it. And when it works brilliantly. It's really, really fun. Unfortunately, the majority of the time you find that when you're in the middle of a battle, which if you watch my Uncharted 3 gameplay from a few weeks back, my Saturday night special I think it was, it proves it on that gameplay that when you're in a battle and you've got like 5 or 6 guys in different positions around the map trying to shoot you, and then one of them decides to run up and punch you in the face, you seem to be locked into a melee combat battle, and you have to keep punching and kicking them and tapping all the buttons, and you do all this quick time stuff while someone's shooting you in the face from the side, and you can't get away from the guy in front of you to try and like shoot him and then turn around and shoot the other guy, and so you're locked into this fight, and it can ruin the game and can make the player get extremely frustrated and throw your joypad, as I found out quite a few times. I also found the difficulty was weird on this game. In the first 2 games I played them on hard, no problem at all. Number 1 was extremely tough on hard, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a cakewalk by any means. Number 2 was a lot more easygoing and I could get through it on hard, no problem at all. I tried to play them both on crushing, couldn't complete them. Number 1 I got about halfway and that was as far as I could get. Number 2 I got right to the end and I just cannot defeat Lazarevich on crushing mode. It's impossible. The guy's a bastard on any mode, but on crushing he's just ridiculously difficult. I hate that boss battle so much. It was the one thing that I hated most about Uncharted 2, it ruined it for me. That was the only negative of that game, though. That's how good the game is, just that one boss battle. Uncharted 3, yeah, I don't know, it just didn't really hit the mark for me, not like Uncharted 2. Uncharted 2 is the best, and I've seen a lot of people say that they prefer Uncharted 2. I'll be absolutely honest, I feel that this one was a little bit rushed and they didn't take as much time as they did with the original 2. Now they may have done, and if anybody from Naughty Dog sees this video I do apologise, because you probably spent like a long time making this game, but I don't know, as a die-hard fan I just think that number 2 is a much better game, and it's a real shame. All I've got to do really for Uncharted 4 is just get a better storyline and tweak the melee combat a bit more, make it a bit more even, a bit more fair. And yeah, that'd be great. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I just lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. The difficulty level, yeah. As I say, I got through the first 2 on hard. Number 3, it was ridiculous. I don't know what was going on. I tried to play it on hard, and there's not too far into the game you meet the pirates. And I got to the pirate section, and I just couldn't do it on hard. They just swamp you with enemies. They're just coming from left, right, top, bottom. There's a bloke on a machine gun. I just could not do it. I tried so many times. And I had to knock the game down to normal mode, and I hate playing it on normal because I feel like I'm cheating a bit. I'm not playing it to the right level for my ability on these games, and I just felt really pissed off about that. But even on normal, I've got to be honest, that pirate bit was not an easy thing to do. I don't know, it's just the difficulty's all over the shop. It ain't like number 2 and number 1. But I can't lie. If you've never played an Uncharted game and this will be your first experience, which I hope it wouldn't be, I'd hope that you go back to the beginning and start and play it properly, so you've got the whole story arc and the character development. But if this is the first game you ever play, then you're going to be absolutely blown away. You're going to be like, this is like the greatest game I've ever played in my life, and I can't believe I've been waiting this long to play it. And the PlayStation 3 is just the most amazing machine ever. Which, this game will do that to you. But then you play Uncharted 2 and you go, oh, okay, maybe not, because Uncharted 2 is so much better. But yeah, I mean, there's so many good sequences in this game. As I said in my Saturday night special, the horse riding sequence, which I showed in the video, without doubt my favourite moment of the game. It's short, sweet, and just so much fun. I loved it to bits. And without being too negative, I mean, the game is beautiful, the graphics are stunning. There were some really, really cool moments in the game which I loved. Moments where he's been drugged, when Drake gets drugged, that's a really cool touch, I like that. especially near the end of the game where he's drugged off his tits and you see these guys and they've got flames coming out of their head, and I thought that was wicked. That was really cool. I also like the way they did the boss battle at the end of the game. It's a lot better than number 2. It made a lot more sense in the context of gameplay for Uncharted, and it's a lot easier to get through because, as I say, Uncharted 2, the Lazarevic battle goes down as one of the most frustratingly annoying parts of game I've ever played through, and I've never been that annoyed. I swear to God, I don't know how I didn't smash my jaw, so I'll try and play that. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so there you go, guys. Number 2 is Uncharted 3. So now you're probably thinking, well, what the hell have you picked as number 1? Because it doesn't leave a lot of choice. And I do want to say to anybody who comes across this video that doesn't watch my channel regular, these are just the top 5 games out of all the games I played last year. So there won't be anything like Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Elder Scrolls Oblivion, there won't be because that's really old. Elder Scrolls Skyrim. That shows you how much I know about RPGs. But yeah, I don't do RPGs. I'm not an RPG gamer, so none of those games ever feature in my top 5. So I'm very mainstream, and you know, I'm very Hollywood in my choices. So my number 1, guys, is Super Mario 3D Land for the 3DS. And I bet there's a lot of you going, you taking the piss? No, seriously, Super Mario 3D Land is the game of 2011 for me. Absolutely blew me away. You know, I was sitting there playing it last night in bed, and I was just smiling. I can't stop smiling when I play this game. It's just so brilliant. It's just like, you play this game and you just think, Miyamoto is a genius. When the controls are so tight, the level design is just absolutely fantastic and beautiful. The graphics are stunning. The 3D effect is by far the best 3D I've seen yet. And I know a few people on YouTube have said to me that Mario Kart 7 has even better 3D. So I can't wait to pick that up and try that. But the 3D is just so natural. It just feels perfectly right in this game, and the environments and the level of depth is just unreal. But the most important thing, as I say, is the level design and the control system. This is the game that I've played this year, which is I cannot fault in any way. You know, most games I can say, oh, there's this wrong with the controls, or there's a glitch here and a glitch there, and this, that, and the other. But this, I can't fault. This game is perfection. Yeah, it's too easy. That's very true. It is extremely easy. And I finished World 8 last night, and I've gone back to World 1 now, and the levels are rejigging themselves. So I'm trying to find all the coins that I didn't find the first time through. But you know what, I don't care if it's easy, because the game is so much fun to play through. It's a pleasure. You literally just sit there grinning like an idiot while you're playing it and just going, this game is absolutely stunning. I can't believe how amazing this is. And all the Mario games they've made over the years, and they still managed to bring out a new game that is completely different and has wicked level design and just makes you go, no way. And as I said before in one of my previous videos, I got to a level where you walk out through a doorway and you're in a lift and it goes down, and it was like, wow, Mario's using lifts, what? I just like, totally shocked me. And it's just really cool. It's absolutely brilliant. And it is without doubt a system seller. And I know Mario games usually are, but it really is. It's a 3DS system seller. If you've never owned a 3DS, you've been on the fence about buying one, that is the game to buy. It's just absolutely stunning, and I love it, and it is without doubt my game of 2011. You know, so yeah, that's probably shocked a few of you, but I had to think long and hard after watching Tom's video, because I wasn't sure what to pick, because there's been a lot of good games that I played last year, but that's definitely my favourite 5 games of the year. And yeah, I'll be interested to hear your comments below and to hear what you think of my selections, and to hear your opinions on those games as well, if you've played them, what you thought of them. So thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you all again soon.